You come here to learn, and I love that about you. Always striving to be better. And I'll be honest, a lot of the information that I've learned about the gym, I struggle to remember. And even if I've applied it to myself and my own journey, I still struggle to remember just because there is a lot of information out there. And also a lot of information, mixed information, that can get confusing. And I can't remember all of this information. So I want to gain a new love and understanding for the gym and for the information that I'm going to learn about. I want to push myself to learn this information so I can put it into a short helpful video for you guys. You listening, you choosing to be better, you looking for that information to better yourself. And that's basically what I'm going to be doing with this video and my channel in the upcoming future. I'm still going to be posting my motivational mindset sort of videos, but I want to be able to push myself and learn some more information. And it's a way to get me to talk and think deeply about improving myself physically, because this is where I started, improving my physical health. This is where my whole journey started on self-improvement. This means a lot to me, and I want to be able to give that to you lot. I want to be able to talk one-on-one with guys physically over Discord. I want to be able to improve their life, improve their physical health one-on-one, and gain experience through doing this for free. And this is one way I'm going to be able to do it, is by creating these videos and pushing myself to learn the information so I can help skinny guys, fat guys. I was the fat guy, so all I've had to learn is about being fat and getting fit. But now I have to push myself to learn information about skinny fat men and skinny men. So it's a way to push myself and better myself, help me learn, just like you are here to learn about how to progressively overload in the gym. You might not know what it is, and let's talk about it. I was once progressively overloading my right arm every single day, 5 times a day, 30 seconds to a minute a day. Very intense workout for my right arm. But then I actually learned to stop being an incel. And then I actually learned how to progressively overload in the gym. What is progressive overload? First, we have to understand what homeostasis is. It is a mechanism inside of us that regulates our hormones, our body temperature, our muscles. If we push the same weight at the same rep ranges, that mechanism inside of us will regulate our muscles to build the appropriate muscle and then strength to lift that weight and reps. And this is where progressive overload will come in. We will want to add more stress to the muscles to create this imbalance inside of us for that mechanism to say, okay, something isn't right here. There's an imbalance, let's fix it. This is when your body will take energy from food, protein, to build the appropriate muscle, again, to regulate your body, to create that balance and get your body back to homeostasis. Homeostasis is a state of balance. Our bodies are constantly changing due to internal and external circumstances. With the homeostasis process, it brings order within us to survive and adapt to new circumstances and environments. As time goes on, the longer we have trained for, this system improves, and that's why it's harder to build muscle after 10, 15 years of consistent training. The amount of stress you have to put on your body compared to the return of muscle gain, it's just not worth it for most individuals. As time goes on, the level of intensity increases to activate the process of homeostasis. Progressive overload will occur in the form of adding weight, reps with the same amount of weight. This is what usually is meant by progressive overload. It can also be seen as using better form with the same weight, using a larger range of motion, and improving your mind-muscle connection. Ways to progressively overload: adding weight, adding reps, using a larger range of motion, and mind-muscle connection. You will want to think about all of these when it comes to progressively overloading in your training. Some weeks you will want to add weight, some reps, create a better, bigger stretch and contraction with a larger range of motion. Control and squeeze the working muscle for stability and better contractions. When it comes to using a larger range of motion and mind-muscle connection, I naturally increase the tempo. Tempo is where you slow the movement down and think more about the contractions and the lowering phase. Tempo will be seen as a way to progressively overload the muscle, but I won't include it into this video just because I think it'll naturally come to you while you are thinking about using a larger range of motion and mind-muscle connection when you add these into your program. Adding weight. Adding weight is the main thing people think about when we say progressive overload. So I thought I'd start off with this. For hypertrophy training, the more muscle tissue we build, the more weight we can push by producing more force from having greater levels of muscle mass. More muscle means more muscle contractions to produce force. So you'll want to pair upping the weight and reps when progressively overloading. You will also want to find or make a workout plan that has both exercises with low rep ranges but higher weight, e.g. a bench press or a squat, as well as including higher rep ranges with lower weight, e.g. arm exercises and shoulder exercises. Adding reps. Adding reps is just another way to stress our muscles out. The reps on our workout plans are just guidelines for what ranges we should be doing, but doesn't mean we have to do them. This allows us to pick a weight that is just right to hit them rep ranges. We generally stick to the same weight for a longer period of time. The first thing I tend to increase during my workouts is reps. Last week I hit 10 reps, and this week I want to be aiming for 11 or 12, and so on. Once we start doing too many reps, the weight is getting easier to lift. This is when we would want to lower the reps again and then higher the weight. To further progress, now we have to build that extra muscle to be able to do higher rep ranges. We have extra muscle tissue to push more weight. Therefore, we are gaining strength as well as muscle. Using a larger range of motion. There will be weeks where you want to slow down, focus more on form, the eccentric and concentric, and the range of motion. Fully being present of overextending and fully contracting the muscles you are working. Naturally, you won't be able to do as many reps as you usually can when focusing on getting a larger range of motion. I tend to naturally bring the tempo up, increasing the amount of time under tension, holding at the top for a second or two, and then controlling it on the way down. You'll want to be controlling it every workout, every set, every rep that you do. But what I'm saying is I slow it down even further, which isn't necessary. It just allows me to fully focus on getting that larger range of motion, increasing the stress I put on my muscle. Mind-muscle connection. The mind-muscle connection is the act of focusing on using the target muscle to move the weight and not just go through the motions. It increases muscle activation when you use internal cueing, such as squeezing your glutes as hard as possible to get the barbell to move in a hip thrust, when compared to external cueing, such as simply moving the barbell upwards. You will generally want to stay away from developing your mind-muscle connection on exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and overhead presses. These are highly technique-focused exercises that will activate a large muscle mass regardless of additional focus. For these movements, it's better to focus on the movement of the entire body and simply execute the exercise with proper technique through a full range of motion. Actionable steps. Now, these are a few steps that I think you should take from this whole video. Basically, this whole video put down into 3 little steps that I'm going to tell you right now. And then you can take this into your workout plan, your workouts. Every single day that you go to the gym, you lift. These actionable steps will hopefully progress you even further in your hypertrophy training. Focus on increasing reps and intensity of each set before upping the weight. Upping the weight is always nice, but we are training for hypertrophy. Upping the weight will not be your primary focus. Instead, get an extra rep in each week and strength will follow. Focus on the mind-muscle connection and the full range of motion to increase the level of contractions. The more we can feel the muscle working by performing the exercise with good form and feeling the squeeze at the top of the exercise, the more muscle fibers we are going to strengthen quickly. Track each workout to consistently, progressively overload your muscles. Without tracking each set, reps and weight, how can you increase the next week, dummy? We have so many thoughts going through our head on a daily basis. It's simply impossible to remember what you did on each exercise. Write it down and don't be a fucking tool. I'm Harvey Evans and the gym is where I started my whole self-improvement journey. I'm just a little boy, trying to give my own personal experience and knowledge for you guys to improve and take from. I'm going to be fully authentic through these videos, fully transparent, and tell you exactly step by step what to do, because I wish this information was out there for me when I was going through it, but I've had to take 7 years of my life to learn this information. My Discord link is in the description for accountability for free. I'm going to not charge you at all because I purely want to teach myself as well as teach you and give you that information in exchange for personal growth. I think that's pretty fair, don't you? Join a community of men that have the same values and interests as you. Join a tribe that is going to support you and encourage you to improve. This is the start of something much bigger. Do what needs to be done, not what you feel like doing.